Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're making hot cross buns with fruits, and of course if you wanted to omit the fruits you can. Today I'm going to teach you how to make the most amazing soft and fluffy hot cross buns step by step. So let's jump straight into the recipe. Let's start by adding some lukewarm milk to our bowl. Make sure your milk is nice and lukewarm and not screaming hot. Next, add in sugar and instant yeast. We're going to mix that. Mix it really well. Make sure the sugar is dissolved and then set it aside. Let it proof. It should take about 15 minutes, and after 15 minutes, this is what it would look like. If it's not foamy, you'll need to get new yeast. We're going to add in 1 egg, unsalted butter, salt, sugar. I'm going to grate in some fresh nutmeg. I always like grating my nutmeg. In goes cinnamon powder and a few drops of food coloring, which will give it that distinct yellow color. Some mixed essence and vanilla. And I love this Herrera's vanilla. It's my favorite vanilla to use. Now you're going to give everything a good mix and make sure that that sugar is dissolved. And that's the color you're going for your batter or your liquid. You want it to be yellow. In goes 3 cups of sifted flour, and I'm using all-purpose flour. Raisins, mixed peel. You can use any type of dried fruits you want. And I'm using my Danish dough hook to help me. If you don't have one, you can use a spoon or you can use your hands. So you're going to give this a mix and bring it together. It's going to be a really shaggy, sticky dough. And don't worry that it's sticky. I'll show you guys how perfect it's going to come together. So you see how sticky that looks? That's okay. You're going to cover it with plastic wrap and allow it to rest for 10 minutes. Now you're going to flour your surface, and after 10 minutes you're going to empty out that dough onto your floured surface, and you can see that it's still very sticky. Sprinkle with a dusting of dry flour. Don't put too much, guys. And you're going to start to bring from the outside and pull it to the inside. And that little amount of dry flour is all you're going to need to bring this together. You can add a dusting additional, but don't add too much. Form it and continue to press. I like to roll it and squeeze, roll it and squeeze. You see how it's coming together and it's looking nice and smooth? Next, form it into a dough ball. And once you formed it into a dough ball, you're going to place it into a greased bowl and allow it to proof until it doubles in size. It should take approximately 30 minutes for it to double in size once you put it in a warm place. So this is what it would look like. You're going to go ahead and punch down on that dough. Next, you want to break it into small dough balls. You will get 12 small dough balls from this. You can make it bigger if you like. What you want to do is make sure they're nice and round and smooth on the top. And try making all of them the same size so that they bake and come out the same size. You're going to place them in your greased baking pan. And these you're going to cover and allow it to proof until they double in size. After they've risen, they're going to go into your oven and bake for 20 minutes at 350 degrees or until they're done. And this is what they would look like. Now while that's cooling, let's make the syrup. So add sugar and water to a saucepan. We're going to make a really thick, sticky syrup. You're going to boil it until the sugar crystals dissolve and that syrup is thick and sticky. Once it reaches that consistency, set it aside and allow it to cool down. Let's make the icing for the cross. So to my powdered sugar, I'm adding in milk. And you want to add your milk a little at a time and mix. And if you need more, you add a little again. Don't add too much milk because you want a more of a paste consistency. It must be a really thick paste, like how toothpaste is. That's what you want, because if you mix it any softer, it's just going to run off of the buns. So look at the consistency I have here, just like toothpaste. You're going to place this into a piping bag and set aside. If you don't have a piping bag, you can use a Ziploc bag. Take your cooled syrup and brush it all over your buns. Now, if you didn't want to add the syrup to this, of course you can omit it if you're watching your sugar intake. And you're going to take your icing and pipe it onto your buns. You see how that icing is piping on really nice and smooth and it's not running off? And you want to try and do this when your buns have cooled down completely, because if your buns are not cool, it will run off slightly. As I pull away, I can tell how nice and soft the buns are. Just look at that. It's slightly warm still. I'm gonna break into it. You guys can see how fluffy and soft it is on the inside. Guys, I tasted this and it tasted so amazing. The flavors were so balanced. The nutmeg, the cinnamon with the essence, it was perfect. I hope you guys give this recipe a try. If you do, comment down below and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.